This week's School for Writers book recommendation is My Sister, the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. I know that this title might be a little shocking, but I loved this book. It's kind of a little ridiculous how much I loved a novel about a serial killer, but I did. And in fact, it got me thinking like, okay, if my sister killed somebody, where would we bury the body? How would we do this? Like, it gets your mind going. This is a story about two sisters. One is a nurse who has all her stuff together, and the other one is a pretty, beautiful sister who may or may not be a serial killer. It is a story about love, it's a story about rejection, it's a story about family, and it's a story about serial killing. I know, it's amazing. You guys know how much I love a good, quirky, weird story, but I also love a story about sisters being there through thick and thin, helping no matter what. It'll get your mind thinking in some devious ways, but it'll also get you laughing and it will get you thinking. But it's not just disturbed. It's actually really relatable and funny, and you can't stop laughing and also cringing through the whole book. It's also a book set in Lagos, Nigeria, which is a culture I don't know a lot about. So it was really great for me to feel like I got to meander through the streets of Lagos with the characters. Because it's set in Nigeria, I loved listening to the audiobook because some of the words were words I wasn't familiar with, so it was really nice to hear them spoken by a native speaker. I'm also a fan of Adepero Oduye's voice, and she's the narrator of this, so I really appreciated that narration. So if you feel like reading it, it's a great book, I'm sure, but if you feel like listening to it as an audiobook, I highly, highly suggest getting it on audiobook because it's amazingly narrated. And I highly suggest getting it through Libro.fm. When you buy an audiobook through Libro.fm, not only are you able to support a local independent bookstore, but you also own your files, so you have them forever and you're not tied to a specific place to listen to them. You also can share them with friends. And if you use the link that we have, you can support Libro.fm in supporting independent bookstores, and you get a free audiobook and we get a free audiobook as well. It's a win-win. Now, if you prefer the physical form, I highly suggest grabbing it through our bookshop.org/School for Writers link. That also supports local independent bookstores, and it's an affiliate link, so you support the School for Writers podcast as well. Once again, I highly, highly, highly suggest My Sister, the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite, and it is just such a fun, quirky, totally just endearing, but also amazing and creepy book at the same time. It is one of those novels you absolutely have to read.